maybe letting go of any kind of preconceptions that you might have about your practice, about whether or not your yoga game is where you would like it to be, because remembering that that's not really the point. As your eyes closed, see if you can soften all the muscles in your face as much as possible. So those muscles that kind of let us communicate with each other. You don't have to communicate with anybody right now. Just kind of let your face relax. It's nice to meditate in the morning just because your mind is already kind of in that slightly dreamlike state. Just check in with yourself. Maybe you had a little caffeine this morning, maybe you didn't, but either way, just notice if your mind is racing at all, or maybe it's not racing at all. See if you can bring all of your attention to your breath. We're going to stay here for about 20 breaths. I'm going to be quiet in a second, but for now, just try not to really change anything. Just notice how you're breathing. You don't have to take big breaths or anything. Just take normal breaths. Just do about 18 more of those. At this point, if you notice your mind drifting, just see if you can bring your attention back to your breath. Just like training a puppy. The final few breaths of this little meditative practice, I want you to see if you can notice your heartbeat. So instead of feeling your pulse on your wrist or your neck, just see if you can notice that slight pulsation. So subtle that you don't ever notice it unless you're really going hard on a workout or something. Just see if you can notice it right now. So as we start to make our way out of this position, which we'll also end our practice in about an hour, just start to make your breath a little bit bigger and just kind of notice the movement of your rib cage, your belly. So as you make those breaths bigger, noticing it's not actually your lungs that breathe. It's a popular misconception. People think that your lungs are muscular or something like that, but it's actually the muscles between your ribs pulling your lungs outward. So a couple things to consider as we take these bigger breaths, just noticing that this is the focus of your practice. Whether you do all the poses or just some of the poses or a couple of poses, as long as you're focusing on your breathing, you're still practicing to some degree. All right, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit. Maybe rock your head side to side on your mat. Just feeling those tiny little motions. As you feel the tiny motions start to kind of turn into bigger motions from fingertips to wrists, maybe rolling your wrists out, maybe bending your elbows, bending your ankles, knees. Just checking in with yourself, remembering any little tweaks or twinges that might be bothering you on a regular basis. Take both arms way up overhead, stretch your whole body out as long as you can get from fingers to toes. And with your exhale, relax once again. So from here, just bring your hands down next to your hips, plant your feet down, lift your hips up, and just come into a bridge pose. So first real activation of the class, walk your shoulder blades together and down toward your heels a little bit. It might actually help to grab the edges of your mat and kind of walk your shoulders forward that way. Really squeeze your butt, but also squeeze your knees in as if you're squeezing a block between your knees. You feel that activation in the hips and inner thighs, as well as the glutes. And just let your gaze drift down your nose across the center of your body. So it's a line across your chest and belly is called the linea alba. Just notice if one side of your body happens to be dipping down at all. Make sure you're squeezing both glutes equally. Let's take one more big breath here. Lift your hips up just a little bit higher. Now lift your heels off the ground. Just notice how that brings some calves into the equation. Relax your neck still. Inhale one more time. Exhale, tailbone down. So from here, just pull your knees in towards your chest. Notice your hips. Give your toes a little wiggle here. So these first couple movements that we always do at the beginning of a yoga practice, they're kind of just telling you a few things about your body. So this is your first forward fold of the class, whether it feels like it or not, and you just did your first back bend of the class. Now see, if you draw your knees closer together, how does that feel for your hips? Or does it feel better for your body to have your knees farther apart? Just kind of keep that in mind as you practice this morning. Inhale one more time. Now with your exhale, release the soles of your feet down once again. Let's take both arms out like a T. Pull your knees halfway up, so it's kind of like you're in a chair lying on its back, and just drop both knees over to the left. Look towards your right thumb. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, drop your knees over to the right, look to the left. Moving with your breath. Inhale back to the middle. Exhale over to the left, look to the right. One more side, back to the middle. Inhale back to the center one more time. Let's just do a little test here. Straighten your heels straight up towards the sky. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. So we'll work on some hamstrings, because we usually do in a yoga practice. Just kind of see where you stand right now. Can you straighten your legs completely? If not, just take note of it. It's okay. Toes back towards your shins. Now, let's get the core to light up a little. So you can place your hands behind your head if you tend to have neck issues. If you don't, reach both hands up towards your toes and peel your shoulder blades off the mat. So we're going to do a little cross body movement here. So that's either going to be reaching your elbow across towards the opposite knee or reaching your opposite hand towards the opposite toe. You choose. So reaching up and across and switch. See if you can coordinate this movement with an exhale as you crunch up. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if your arms are straight, check in with your neck. Maybe let's all put our hands behind our head just to keep things safe. So bend your knees a little bit, pull your knees in towards your chest. Inhale, and with your exhale, reach forward. Now we're just going to make kind of a scooping motion as if you're trying to brush the ground with your heels. So this kind of big circular motion for 10, 9, 8. Only straighten your legs as much as you need to. 7, 6. Support your head in your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back around the other way. So scooping your toes up. Try to keep your low back pressed into the ground, and you can bend your knees a little bit more throughout the whole motion if you need to. Keep going for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause halfway, bend your knees as much as you need to. Low back should be pressed into the ground. Support your head in your hands. Don't pull on your neck. Just hold here. Maybe straighten your legs more if you feel like you want that work. Notice my voice is shaking because this is really hard. Hold on to it for 3, 2, and 1. Soles of the feet down once again. Release into a bridge pose. Feel a little stretch across your belly. See if you can lift your hips 1 centimeter higher than you did last time. Soften your jaw, soften the muscles in the front of your neck. All right, tailbone down. Just roll over onto one side. Maybe choose the side that feels a little bit less intuitive to you. Be gentle with your body as we start. So walk yourself up using your hands as a guide. Let's come to a seated position, cross-legged if you can manage that. Once we get there, hands to your knees. Take a big inhale. Lift your chest, find a little back bend. Exhale, round your back. Let's do 4 more of those. Kind of moving at the motion of your own breath. See if you can find a little bit of that crunch as you round forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Shoulders back. Really pull on your kneecaps. Exhale. Round down. This time, crawl your hands out. Just fold over your shins. Let your forehead hang down, feel a nice stretch along the back side of your torso. Play around with this a little bit. So everybody's going to look a little different. Maybe walk your hands over to one side. Maybe over to the other side. Maybe just crawl your hands forward or back if that's what you feel like you need. Notice your ankles, your knees, your hips, into your low back, shoulders, and wrists. Inhale one more time. Now with your exhale, walk yourself back up to a tall seated position. So find halfway between that back bend and forward fold. Reach both hands up. Now imagine for a moment that there's a rope ladder above you and you're trying to grab it. You're trying to pull yourself up one arm at a time. So you get a little bit more stretch through your lats and the space underneath your armpits. Now just drop your right hand down from here. So inhale, reach through that left hand a little bit more. Now with your exhale, just take a little side bend. Anchor your left hip down as you bend your right elbow. Turn your chest open towards the sky. Reach a little bit longer through left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale one more time, side bend. Inhale back to the top. Maybe climb that rope ladder 1 inch higher. Exhale over to the left. 3 breaths. Right hip is heavy. Left elbow is heavy. Reach and open your chest. One more big breath in. Exhale all the way to the top. Bend your elbows, interlace your fingers, maybe look up or just forward, press your palms towards the sky. So those last couple little pieces of just kind of getting everything to feel some movement. Tilt your rib cage down. So again, brace your abs slightly so you're not arching your back to get more shoulder mobility. Maybe one more reach. Exhale, bend your elbows, hands to knees. Close your eyes one last time. Take 3 breaths as we make our way into our full movement practice. Jaw soft, committing to breathing as deeply as you can, even through the tough stuff. All right, ladies, make your way to downward facing dog when you're ready. Pedal your feet out a little bit. Just see what you feel here. Squirm around a little. See what feels good for you. I'm going to encourage all 3 of you guys to kind of make this practice more yours than mine. So If you feel like modifying any position that I offer to you this morning, don't hesitate. Just, make this your movement practice. Okay, take a big inhale and set your right knee down on the ground. So that's kind of like modified tabletop position. Spin your back foot flat, reach your left hand up. It's the modified side plank, super simple. Inhale one more time, open your chest a little bit wider. Now with your exhale, plant your left hand down so that left leg is straight behind you. Press it down, lift your right leg up and back. Feel that stretch, press your chest back towards your left thigh. Inhale a little bit longer. Exhale, knee to nose, step your foot all the way through. Set your back knee down on the ground. So right foot forward. Inhale, both hands up, reaching. Again, maybe that rope ladder climbs you up. Exhale, cactus elbows, find a back bend here. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, hands to frame your foot. Peel your toes off the mat. Lift your chest, straighten your leg. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, rebend your knee. Exhale, only as straight as your body wants to allow. One motion, rebend, plant the foot. Just step the left foot forward to meet the right foot. Inhale, halfway up, find a flatter back. Exhale, fold in. Lean into your heels, roll your spine up, unwind your body all the way up to standing. Both hands reaching, look up, reach up. Again, cactus elbows, squeeze your butt. Inhale, both hands high. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, half lift, flat back, think cow pose. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank position. Inhale, find a little lift through your chest, set your knees down. Lower your chest and throat down towards the floor. Slide through, shoulders back, cobra pose, hands off the mat. Get your upper back to do the work instead of just your arms. Let's take 2 more breaths here, find a little bit more lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Inhale one more time. Exhale, palms down, push back through a child's pose. Super simple for this first one. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog, right back where we started. Let's take 2 breaths, pedaling your feet out a little bit. Inhale one more time. Exhale, left knee to the ground, right foot spins flat. Right hand to the sky, modified side plank. Feel your chest open. Notice if your shoulders are shrugging at all, draw them down away from your ears. Get a little bit longer through both arms. Inhale one more time. Exhale, both hands down. Plant your right foot firmly, left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. One more breath, reach a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose, step it all the way through, even if it takes a couple steps. Back knee down, inhale, both hands up, reaching. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands high. One motion, hands down, toes back, forward fold. Let's do that once more, bend your knee, chest lifts. Exhale, straighten it out, find the fluidity in the motion. Rebend, press yourself forward, back knee lifts, step it up, both feet to the front. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, long as your body can get. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands down, step back. Plank position. You can set your knees down again if you want to. Either way, lift your collarbones a little bit, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, slide through. This time using your arms 50%. Shoulders back. Tuck your toes straight to downward facing dog. Again, 3 big breaths. Pedal your feet out a little bit. See how everything feels after each sequence. Press through your fingertips, your palms. One more big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out, let it go. All right. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, swing your right foot forward, set it down between your thumbs. This time, back knee stays lifted. Inhale, both hands up, reaching high. Same thing, bend your elbows, drop back, but really squeeze your left butt cheek. Let's take one more breath here, sink in a little bit deeper, see if you can find the big stretch in the front of your left hip. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, both hands down. Fingertips or palms. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, rebend, looking forward. Exhale, straighten it out. Lean forward, one motion. Lift your left leg up, standing split. Take 2 breaths here. See how this changes the equation for your hamstrings, your hip. Reach back like you're trying to plant your foot on the wall behind you. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, both feet down, side by side. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Fingertips on the ground, bend your knees, squat down. Reach up from there. So it's like we're coming down or up from the bottom instead of down from the top. Arms high or maybe hands in prayer, you choose. Depending on how your shoulders feel, sink in a little bit deeper. Close your eyes. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed in both legs. One more big breath. Exhale, hands down, fold in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank position. Lean forward, lower down carefully, knees down if you want. Inhale, slide through. This time, arms using 75% of their strength. Downward facing dog. Right to the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, swing it forward. Set it down. Low lunge, inhale. Exhale, crescent pose, arms high. Inhale, reach a little bit longer. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to floor. 2 times, long spine. Straighten your front leg. And again, inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten it out. 1 extra breath here, just feel it. Spiral your right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, lean forward, standing split. Check in with the side, how does it feel in comparison? Relax your neck. 1 more big breath, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, set both feet down, side by side. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Again, fingertips down, squat down. Now, at this point, you may notice you need to get your feet a little bit wider. So check back in with that hip position we were looking at when we were on the ground. So I'm going to go wider hips because that feels better for me. Sink your hips down way low. This time, reach both hands out in front of you so you can, almost like you're holding a weight to counterbalance yourself. Lean back a little bit more. 5 breaths here. If you notice yourself getting stressed out and doing one of these numbers, shoulders back, lift your chest. 5, 4, 3, maybe even a little bit lower if you get it in you. 2, 1, fingertips down, straighten your legs. Bend your knees, roll your spine up, just like we've been doing, all the way up to standing this time. Sweep both hands up to the sky. Right hand to your thigh, take a side bend to the right. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, side bend to the left. And again, inhale, both hands up. Exhale, side bend to the right. This time, lean into your left foot. See if you can lift your right foot off the ground and press your leg into your hand. Feel that activation in the outer right hip. Get a little bit longer through your left side body. And switch, hands up, right foot down. Reach to the left with 2 limbs. 3, 2, press a little bit harder into that hand. 1, both feet down. Inhale, both hands reach. Exhale, back bend. This time, straighten your arms. See if you can feel that connection from fingertips up through your chest and neck. Drop your head back a little bit more. Inhale, 1 more time. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Grab your big toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, pull belly to thighs, and then just work on straightening your legs a little bit. We'll be here a couple times. So if they don't go so super straight, don't sweat it. 2 more breaths, stay active in the pose instead of just waiting for what's next. Pull in a little bit more, use your upper body to get in deeper.
One more big inhale. Pull just a little bit more if you got some room. Now with your exhale, release. Grab opposite elbows, little ragdoll pose. Take some of the effort out of it. A little bounce around too here. Feel that slight repellent quality on the backside of your body. So the fascia just kind of bounces off itself. Inhale again. Exhale, hands down. Inhale halfway up. Really push your shins away with your hands. Exhale, hands down. Step back, plank position. All right. This next movement is hard. And Erin's done it lots of times, so she's going to be like, oh, God damn it, this again. So remember, you guys can always set your knees down if you're feeling tired. But knees down or up, I want you to look at where your right hand is, bend your elbow, and place your right elbow there instead. So you're in kind of like a half plank, half chaturanga position. Take 3 big breaths. Just like the beginning, bring your attention back to the deep breath. Remembering, embracing a little discomfort as part of your yoga practice. One more big inhale. Square your shoulders, square your hips towards the mat. Now we're just going to place the left elbow down too. It's a couple breaths. It should feel like a little bit of relief for your shoulders. If you're tired, put your knees down. I want you to pull back slightly, like you're trying to drag your elbows towards your feet. And again, notice how my voice starts shaking, because this is not an easy thing to do. Inhale again. Lean into your left elbow, place your right hand down where your right elbow was. Again, square your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, you're almost there. 2, and then with 1, push yourself all the way back up to your plank position. If your shoulders are shaking, it's okay, you can make it. Press your fingertips into the mat, lean forward, lower down, full chaturanga. Inhale, slide through, cobra pose, high as you want to go, or maybe up dog if you're ready for that. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. 5 big breaths. Every time we wind up in down dog, see if you can use it as more of a resting posture, as much as it might not feel like it, just to kind of check in and see how it feels in comparison to the last one you did. All right, inhale one more time. Now with your exhale, set your right knee down, just like we did before. Lean over onto your right hand, right knee. This time we're going to lift the left arm and left leg up. So this is your first balancing posture of the class. Lift your leg as high as you can. So if you want a little extra challenge, you can reach your left arm forward. So again, you're getting kind of straight through the whole left side of your body. Now, if you want to take that side bend, it's very similar to what we just did standing. Start to reach both your left foot and left fingertips down towards the opposite edges of your mat at front and back. Turn your chest open towards the sky a little bit more. Inhale one more time. Now with your exhale, come out of that collapsed position. Reach your left hand back up. So first movement, kick your left foot straight out in front of you. So imagine you're trying to plant your foot against the wall. I'll turn this way just in case you guys need visual. Reach your left fingertips towards your left toe. Maybe give them a tap. Really keep both limbs as high as you can. Kick your heel up a little bit higher. Inhale one more time. Now we're going to go the opposite way. Swing your leg and arm back. See if you can catch your foot behind you. Peel your chest open, kick into your hand. So you're going to notice we're trying to find a stretch in the front of the left shoulder, left hip. As you squeeze your left glute, your left hip flexors will stretch a little bit more. Inhale one more time. Exhale, release right back to where we started. Set your left hand down, keep the left leg lifted for now. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Straighten your leg behind you, plant your foot down. Use that as the anchor point. Right leg up and back, just like before. This time, bend your knees, stack your hips, kick back behind you. So as you lift your knee, imagine you're trying to plant your foot, your right foot, on the wall where that side door is. Feel your right glute lighten up a little. Inhale one more time. Exhale, one motion, swing your foot all the way through, set it down between your thumbs. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, rebend your knee, guide yourself forward, lift up, standing split. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, left knee to nose, just like before. Lean into your right heel, roll your spine all the way up to standing. So super simple standing posture. You can grab your knee like so. Just kind of hang out here. Shoulders back either way. So we're going to make the transition. You can use your hands or you don't have to. We're going to come to a figure four. So as you cross your left ankle over your right thigh, make sure your left foot and ankle are engaged to protect your knee. Sink down and back. Lift your chest. See if you can actually feel the arch of your right foot. To do that, it may actually help you to lift your right toes up for a second. Feel the arch. See if you can keep it as you set your toes back down. Sink down just a little bit deeper. All right, guys, so from here, if you know you have super tight hips and hamstrings, maybe grab your shin instead. If you feel like you're a little bit more mobile, grab your left big toe with your right middle and pointer finger, and then start to stand yourself up. So you're either here or here. Start to peel your left hand back behind you. So maybe you just start over here. Maybe you reach back all the way. Maybe you start to kick your foot forward a little bit. Shoulders down. Maybe fall down because that's okay. Stand up a little bit taller. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2. Now with 1, if you're grabbing your toe, release. We're just going to sweep the foot all the way back. You're going to wind up in a half moon pose. So fingertips to your shin, maybe to the mat, maybe not. Peel your chest open towards the side wall as much as you can. Soften your jaw, soften your face, just like the very beginning of your practice this morning. Now, next motion is going to be a warrior two. You guys have probably all been there before. So we're going to set that back foot down as quietly as we can. So big inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee. Without a sound, set your foot down at the back of the mat. Warrior two. Shoulders down. I know that right leg's talking to you. Mine is too. Draw your belly in. Again, take the arch out of your back a little bit. Shoulders down away from your ears. Grip the ground with both feet. Inhale one more time. Exhale, reverse warrior, left hand lightly on the back of your left thigh. Inhale, find some leg through that right side body. Now start to straighten your front leg. Keep that length under here. As you reach forward, forward, forward. Try not to collapse down to get there. Really reach. Set your right hand down just wherever it winds up. Left hand to the sky, triangle pose. Two more breaths. Peel your chest open. Now bend your front knee slightly. Bring your left hand down on the inside of your right foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. From here, just reach your right hand up. I'm going to revolve pyramid pose. You can hop your feet closer together if you feel like that facilitates the twist better for your body. Inhale one more time. See if you can open up just a little bit more. Exhale, both hands down. Rebend your knee, looking forward. And then just step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Again, option, lower down if you want to, or just skip it. Sliding through, finding the breath in each movement. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. All right, with your next exhale, set your left knee down on the ground. Again, right arm up, right leg up. Find your balance here.
So that whole sequence that we just did, we're getting ready to do again. It's very hip intensive. So use these first couple poses to get your hips lined up as much as you can. So think about driving your hips towards the brick wall, but peeling your chest open. Lift the leg a little bit higher. Now, if you did it on the other side, reach your right arm forward as you reach your left leg back. So reaching towards both long edges of the mat. Inhale again. Exhale, bring it up. Kick your right foot out in front of you. Again, you're trying to plant that foot against the brick wall. Reach your right hand out like you're trying to touch your big toe. Lift the leg a little bit higher. Kick forward a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. All the way around and back. See if you can grab your foot. If you can't quite grab it today, don't sweat it. Shoulders back, lift your chest. One more inhale, open up just a little bit more. Exhale, release, hand to the floor. Right leg stays back. Inhale, lift your chest, cow pose. Exhale, knee to nose, cat pose. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. And again, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach back, find some length. Plant that foot down. Use it as leverage to lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, stack your hip. Kick back towards that big brick wall. Inhale again. Exhale, sweep it around and through. Foot down between your thumbs. Stand in that low lunge position. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, straighten your front leg. One more time. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten it out. Inhale, lean forward, lift, standing split. So that left leg is about to do a lot of work for you. So just kind of anchor down through it. Again, maybe find that arch by lifting your toes, setting them back down, and gripping the mat with your foot. Inhale, lift your leg a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze it in, hold it there. Unroll your spine, coming all the way up to standing. It's like we've been doing. This time you're just doing it on one foot. So as you come up, maybe grab your knee, maybe hands to hips, you choose. Stand up as tall as you can. So shoulders back. Even if you're grabbing your knee, see if you can make your hands into more like a sling. Inhale one more time. Exhale, figure 4 squat. Hands into a prayer position, hands up. Maybe hands on hips, you choose. Really work on finding the strength in that left leg to keep you going. Sinking a little bit deeper and think about as we press out of this motion in slow motion, reach down, grab something, shin, maybe toe with your left hand. Slowly start to stand up, pulling across your body slightly. Now, hand comes out to the side first, so right hand out to the side. Maybe draw it back, find that balance. Maybe kick your foot forward. So a couple breaths. Embrace the sensations, see what you feel. Now next stop is a half moon pose. Release the foot just temporarily, find the strength there. Sweep your foot back, left hand to the ground, right hand to the sky. Two more breaths, find length through all limbs. Now commit to landing as quietly as you can. Bend your knee. Step your foot all the way back. Warrior 2. Sink it down, finding that alignment. Imagine if just for a moment, if you were just kind of like shimmy your way over to that brick wall, you'd be just flush with the wall at all points. So you're drawing your left knee back a little bit. You're sinking a little bit deeper. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Stand up a little bit taller through your spine. Sink it a little bit deeper into your hips and legs. Inhale one more time. Exhale, reverse warrior.
Use this opportunity to find the length across your left rib cage. And imagine for a moment that you could breathe more deeply into just your left lung. Inhale again. Exhale, start to straighten your front legs, tumbling forward. Keep the length. Reach, 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 reach. Triangle pose. And as high or low as you need it to be. Inhale one more time, open up a little bit more. Exhale, bending your knees slightly, switch, right hand down, right heel lifts. Open it up to a revolved pyramid. Again, hop your back knee in a little bit if you feel like you need a little bit more support or a little bit less stretch. For 3 more breaths, lengthen through the spine. Imagine you're trying to get your belly button to peek over the top of your left thigh. Inhale. Now with your exhale, both hands down. This time, slight variation. Bend your knees slightly. Walk yourself down the long right edge of your mat. So you're going to be facing the wall, toes turned in, heels turned out. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold down. Soften your neck and shoulders. Just let your upper body get heavy. We'll be here just a little bit longer, so see what you feel. All right, slowly lift your chest. Bend your knees slightly. Walk your butt way back to the front of the mat. Tiptoe your left foot out to the left so it's a little bit wider. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So a wider stance once again. Okay, so if that was a challenge for you last time, grab your big toes. Just feel free to do that again. If you want to step further, no pun intended, step onto your hands. So palms facing up, or you could try palms facing down. So you're actually stepping toes to the wrists. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs as you pull yourself down. One more breath, stay engaged, stay focused. Now with your exhale, release. Fingertips down underneath your shoulders. Maybe a little ragdoll again, just kind of bounce around, let go a bit. Okay, so we've pretty much used all the muscles in our body to some degree now. So now we're gonna work through a little ninja sequence. Because why not? Everybody wants to be a ninja, right? So bend and straighten your legs a couple times. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way to a reverse tabletop position from here. So you're in this slightly squatted position. I want you to turn your toes out slightly and then come down into a full squat. So if your heels aren't down on the mat, that's okay. Yeah, you guys all got killer squats. Good job. Okay, so from here, we're going to guide ourselves back, though. So fingertips down. If you need to get here some other way, that's fine. See if you can walk your hands back behind you. Lift your hips up. Much like that bridge pose we did at the beginning, you're really squeezing your glutes. Now it's kind of like a fight between your shoulders and your hips. As you squeeze your butt, notice your hips lift higher. Just like before, look down, right down the center line of your body. Make sure one hip's not dipping. It's very common to have one glute that doesn't like to work as hard. Squeeze. Now do the same thing with your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel a big stretch across the chest. Inhale one more time. Bless you. Now with your exhale, dip your hips back down. So a little bend in the elbows. We're going to walk our way out of it the same way we got into it. So back into your squat. Good job. Inhale, hands into prayer. Lift your chest up a little bit. Find that pelvic floor lift. So engage your Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Lean into your heels. Unwind your spine all the way up to standing. Take your time. Last thing we want to do is get lightheaded coming up from so low. Sweep both hands up. Again, open across your chest. This time, just take your hands to the small of your back with your fingertips pointing down. You should feel your glutes engage again. So squeeze your hips forward, lift your chest, drop back. Coming into a little camel here. So just like you did on the floor a minute ago, think about squeezing your shoulder blades back like you're trying to touch your elbows together behind you. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bring it all the way back up. Inhale, both hands high. Exhale, hands in prayer. Squat right back down again. Okay. So, palms pressing together. This time, fingertips down. Step your right foot all the way back. So, left foot kind of stays where it is. Right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, crawl your hands forward a bit. Inhale, lift your chest, long spine. Exhale, crawl them out just a little bit more. One more time. Inhale, look up, lift up. Exhale, get a little bit longer. And then just gently set your back knee down on the ground. For 5 breaths, just let your elbows get heavier down towards the mat. Let your body get heavy, sinking in. Underneath your shoulders when you're ready. Okay, a couple options for this next one. So just like you did in that figure 4 squat earlier, engage your left toes and pull them back so that your ankle's kind of turned on. Maybe push your left knee away. So this is step 1. So the idea here is to get a stretch in the front of the right hip, not just in the outer left hip. So sinking your hips down and forward. If this feels good, stay here. If you want a little bit more, plant and twist, reach back and grab your right foot with your left hand. If this is a struggle and you're trying to reach back and grab it like this, just do this one instead. Three more big breaths. Twist your chest open a little bit more. And then start to unwind back to center. Okay. Ninja School 202. Right hand down towards the outside right edge of your mat. So tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. So this is a move. Reach your left hand out in front of you like you're trying to touch the front wall. I'm gonna show you once and then you can try it. You're gonna lift your knee up, swing it all the way through, set your butt down. Let's give it a shot. You might surprise yourself. Okay, we're gonna do that 3 times because getting into it was so much fun, I know. Swing it through, set it down. And again. Last one, all the way through. This time we're going to stay here. Set your butt down. Bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your right thigh. So, pull your right toes back towards your nose. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, fold down. So we'll be here a little bit longer. See if you can find a balance between using your shin muscles to pull your toe back and also using your upper body to stretch a little bit deeper. Attach your attention to your breath. 3 more breaths. Maybe pull a little bit more if you feel things starting to open up a bit. Nice, easy release. All right, guys, the next stop is going to be a pigeon pose. So if any of you guys have any kind of knee issues, you can just kind of rock onto your back and hang out here. So if you want to come to the full version, though, we're going to kind of shimmy everything over to the right slightly and then just swing your right leg all the way back and around. So half pigeon, square your hips and shoulders forward. Inhale, find some length. Think about kind of puffing your chest out a little bit here. And then just kind of drape your body down over that front leg. Just 2 more breaths. See what you feel. All right, nice and easy. Start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders. So back toes tucked, back knee lifts. So you're getting that back leg engaged again. From here, take a big inhale. Now with your exhale, pull your shin in towards your belly. Hang here for an extra breath. It's just a little challenge for the core. Inhale one more time. Now take that knee bend out, back, and around. So we were already here earlier. Bending your knee back, reaching your heel towards the wall. If you want to hang out here, stay. Or if you want to drop back in a wild thing, you can try that. Inhale one more time. Exhale, sweep it all the way back and around. Set both feet down, downward facing dog. Let's do one final vinyasa. This is the last one of class, so make it count or skip it. Lower down carefully. Inhale, chest up and back, shoulders back, chest lifts. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. All right, to get to the squat this time, I want you to bend your knees in your downward dog, maybe walk your feet a little bit wider apart, and see if you can hop both feet back to that squat position. If that's not in the cards, just walk them up. Okay, for this one more little dynamic movement. Walk your feet a little bit closer together so your biceps are actually on the outsides of your arms. So we're gonna work on setting the knees down. So I'm encouraging you guys to use your hands as much as you need to for this one. So this is the full motion. If that looks more to you like this, everybody's at a different place. I know you guys do this stuff every single day, so so let's try it out. So maybe you try it out with just setting one knee down at a time and then back up. We're just going to come in and out of this position a few times. So if that feels good, maybe hands down, pushing yourself back and forward a few times. Maybe no hands. If you're doing it this version, see if you can get both heels fully down on the ground. 3, 2, and 1. We're all going to wind up with toes tucked, knees down on the mat. Lift yourself up. So this time, camel pose on your knees. I really encourage you to engage your glutes. So if you want to squeeze your heels together here, that actually really helps. Or heels apart, as long as you can feel like you can engage your butt. Same thing as before, hands to small your back. Push your hips forward, drop your shoulders back. If you're a little bit more bendy and you feel confident doing so, maybe one hand down to heel. And then maybe just switch. Or maybe both heels down. Or both hands down, I should say. If you're alternating, make sure you alternate an equal number of times. 2 more big breaths. Inhale once more. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your belly to pull yourself all the way back up. Okay, same way you got to do it. Hands down or up. Tuck your toes. Heels down. Back into your squat. Tiptoe your feet out a little bit wider. Back into your squat position. Hands into prayer. Big inhale. Now with your exhale, fingertips down. Step your left foot back. Coming into that wide lizard lunge position. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, crawl your hands out. 2 more times. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, crawl it out a little bit more. Last one, inhale. Exhale, crawl it out, get long. Set your back knee carefully down. Just start to bend your elbows and sink in. Just one more big breath. Feel that big hip joint. All right, walk yourself back up to palms. So again, options, right toes pull back, push your knee away, or reach back and grab your foot. Either way, use your breath to lengthen through your spine. Turn your chest open to the right. Look up as much as your neck feels good. Carefully release your foot if you're grabbing. All right, guys, sole the foot down. Here we go, round two. And of course, like with all of these movements, if you just hate this and you're like, I don't even want to do it, feel free to sit it out. But we're going to do it 3 times. So reaching forward, sweep it through, just plop your butt down, and then back up again. A little bonus core work. Just do the best you can, modify as needed. One more time, big inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, sweep it forward. Set down gently. Nice job. Sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Maybe shimmy your body forward just a little bit more to close the gap between your knee and your heel. Inhale, both hands up. Square your chest towards that long left thigh. Exhale, fold. We're going to take about 5 more breaths here. I encourage you guys to picture the shape of your pelvis inside of your body. It's a really odd thing to consider, but just see if you can feel the motion of a slight twist as you bring your belly towards your thigh just a little bit more. Feeling all of your extremities come from that point to the center of your body. Slowly begin to unwind your spine back to a seated position. So again, cross ankle over knee, or modifying swinging to the side, bringing your leg all the way back, finding yourself in a pigeon position one more time. Make the adjustments as needed. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fall forward. Probably become heavy for 2 more breaths. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, engage your back leg. Knee up, hips up, and then pull your ankle towards your belly. Last little strength movement here. See if you can just move through the hips, swing the leg back and around. Kicking behind you, stay here or drop back if that's in your practice. Inhale one more time. Exhale, motion back and around. Both feet down. Lean forward. We're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Belly, chest to the ground. Extend your arms out like a big T. Just lift your right leg up. Lift your chin slightly. Drop your heel over towards your left hand. You're going to use that right hand as kind of an anchor point to push a little bit more. A little bit more twist in the front of the left shoulder. You can also go deeper into this if you want to go a little bit more advanced. You can work on planting the soles of both feet down so your knees are pointing up towards the sky. Don't force that. With an exhale, unwind back to the center. Arms out wide to the sides. When you're ready, same thing, switching sides, dropping over onto the right shoulder. See if you can match the exact position you took on the other side. One more big inhale, a little bit more twist. And with your exhale, unwinding. Chest on the ground, hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back to a child's pose, but keep your toes tucked under. Spread your fingers out wide, press your palms and your fingertips down into the mat. Now with toes tucked, lift your knees 1 or 2 inches off the ground. Big inhale. Either walk or hop yourself all the way through to a seated position. Cross-legged, right back where we started. So just like we did at the beginning, grab the knees, pull just a little bit. Just find a taller spine. Before we make our way down onto the ground, just taking a little inventory of how everything's feeling. Sitting up a little bit taller. Core engaged, that means low belly is drawing in. Inhale. Exhale, round your back. Just roll onto your back, take your knees with you, squeeze the knees in towards your chest. A little wiggle for the fingers and toes. Option to just drop both knees over the side like we did before, or if you want to cross your left ankle over the top of your right thigh, arms out like a T, drop your knees over to the left. Now with an exhale, pull your knees back to the center. Switch the wrap if you did it. Other leg on top, drop both knees over to the other side.
One more big inhale. Now with your exhale, bring it all the way back to the center. Unwind your legs, squeeze your knees in towards your chest, give your body a big old hug. Find some compression here. So squeeze your toes, squeeze your face, squeeze your belly. Engaging everything one last time. Big squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, release in all directions. Make any of those final adjustments that you need as you wind yourself right back down to the pose where we started. If you've started to lose that attention on your breath, just see if you can find those inhales and exhales again. Nothing measured or lengthened, just noticing your breath. Feel your tongue in your mouth resting. Feel your eyelids light over your eyes. As you prepare to get up and move off of your mat into the rest of your day, just see if you can take a moment to think about one way you could be a little bit nicer to yourself today and for the rest of the week. All right, start to bring a little bit of movement back into your body. So, smallest movement you can think of. Maybe start by wiggling your ears. Just doing something that maybe you don't think of so intuitively. Or you do think of intuitively, I should say. And make those movements a little bit bigger, wiggling fingers and toes, just like the beginning of class. Feel your whole body resting on your mat. Take a big old inhale and stretch your arms overhead if you want to. Exhale, relax. Roll over onto a side. Just feel the natural support of your spine along the floor, head resting on shoulder. Carefully make your way up to a seated position. Feeling the length of your spine one more time. Hands in prayer, bringing a moment of gratitude for your healthy body and healthy mind. Thanking yourself for coming out and moving around a little bit this morning. All right, ladies, thanks for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Aaron. Yep. I'm right there with you, though. It's always the worst when you have a yoga teacher that's like pacing around the room being like, yeah, do this really hard thing. And they're like sitting there picking their nose. That's what Brian Kest does. And he's like one of my favorite teachers, so I guess I shouldn't speak so soon.